The Dark Truth Behind KFC Success. Part 1. The Secret Recipe. Everyone knows about KFC's famous 11 herbs and spices, but no one truly knows where the recipe came from until now. It all started in 1952 when a struggling restaurateur named Harlan Sanders made a deal that would change the world forever. Business was tough, and despite his best efforts, the small roadside diner he ran was on the brink of closure. Desperate and on the verge of losing everything, Sanders found himself in the company of a mysterious stranger late one stormy night. The man was gaunt, with pale skin, dressed in an old-fashioned black suit, and his eyes, they glowed red. "Harlan Sanders," the stranger whispered as if he'd known him for years. "I can give you the secret to the best fried chicken the world has ever known. You will never face failure again. People will flock from all corners of the earth for a taste." Sanders was skeptical, but desperate. "What's the catch?" he asked. The stranger's grin stretched unnaturally wide. "The catch is simple. You will be bound to the success of this recipe. The world will crave it, but the more they eat, the more they'll hunger for something darker." Before Sanders could respond, the stranger handed him a yellowed piece of paper. The recipe was written in symbols Sanders couldn't understand, but he could feel the power in the words. Without a second thought, he shook the man's cold hand, sealing the deal. The next morning, Sanders mixed the ingredients, frying up a batch of chicken like never before. The smell was intoxicating, and when he served it to his customers, their eyes glazed over in euphoric bliss. News of the incredible fried chicken spread like wildfire, and soon, Sanders' small diner became a nationwide phenomenon. But something was wrong. Over time, Sanders noticed the same customers returning day after day, their eyes hollow, their faces pale as if drained of life. Some would mumble strange phrases under their breath, words Sanders didn't recognize but felt deep in his bones. One night while closing up, Sanders saw one of his regulars standing outside the diner, staring at him through the rain. He was emaciated, barely human, his skin tight around his bones, his mouth twisted in an unnatural grin. "More? I need more," the man rasped, scratching at the window with cracked nails. Terrified, Sanders rushed to the back of the diner, trying to find answers in the cryptic symbols of the recipe. But the more he studied them, the more the letters seemed to move and shift, forming patterns that drilled into his mind. The words pulsed with dark energy, and for the first time, Sanders understood. The fried chicken wasn't just food, it was a vessel. Every piece consumed fed something ancient and evil, something that grew stronger with every bite. Now Sanders was trapped. He couldn't stop the demand for his cursed chicken, and the more people ate, the more this dark force grew, feeding on the souls of the customers. Years passed, and KFC expanded globally. But behind the smiling face of the Colonel and the mouth-watering meals, a dark secret lingered. In every restaurant, in every kitchen, something watched. The more people indulged, the closer it came to breaking through. The world couldn't get enough, and soon it would be too late to stop what Harlan Sanders had unleashed. To be continued.